Academia.
Hello and welcome to the My Hero Academia podcast. This is episode 96. I'm Kendra, and today with me we have a special guest, Derek. He's also on the Good Friends podcast as well as the Dr. Stone podcast. Say hi, Derek.
Hello. I'm not a doctor this time. Cool.
Yeah. We need to put that in the blooper. It's because I was like reading the Dr. Stone podcast. I was looking at it and I was like, he's
the
a
brain
doctor.
works in mysterious ways.
Yay. But I'm also joined by two other people. James.
Hi, I'm also not a doctor.
And Gary.
Hello, nurse.
Sophie's not on this week.
Aw.
We can just yell hello,
Oh, yeah.
Sophie.
What's up, Doc, then?
Yay.
Same difference.
Yeah, but today we're going to be asking Derek a few questions. Then we're going to talk about the final episode of season 4 of anime, episode 88, His Start. And then we'll talk about manga chapter 267, Flames. And we also have an email to look forward to. Yay! So, and also, just quickly, a little bit of news. I know, Gary, a certain character is going to appear in One Justice.
Yeah, Hawks was announced as DLC. Coming soon. They didn't have a date on it yet.
Yay.
But
And
he looks cool.
Yep, and they announced season 5 for My Hero. I don't think anyone was really surprised, but it's still nice. Woo. And I know some people were saying that maybe we'll get a Vigilantes one. It would have been nice for that to be announced, but maybe they could do I guess if there's too much of it to do an OVA.
Maybe they could. I don't know. I haven't read enough of Vigilantes to like say it off like this. Would be like, oh, maybe they could do like OVA like stories. Like y'all remember those old Pokemon OVAs? Remember those? It was like, oh, like one-off stories with the characters. I don't know.
Like, I was like, I'm trying to remember what they...
Yeah, I don't. I was thinking they could...
Like
I don't think it
the
would work
ancient
for
Pokemon
Vigilantes.
one or whatever, where they're like giant Jigglypuff or something. I know that was an OVA, and they tried to play it off as a lost episode.
Nice.
And
I'm trying to think. Okay, they could do the Vigilantes as like a Midoriya flashback during the main series. Like he read up on them or something, so then
That
it
would
just
be
appears.
good. That would actually be good.
You think so? Okay.
So just call it Deku Diaries.
Yeah, oh, that'd be good too.
And we also got some doodles by Horikoshi. We get Hawks and Endeavor eating yakitori. It's the thing where it's chicken on a stick, and there's like a name for it.
Oh yeah, because what's his face likes yakitora.
Yes, but it's nice we actually get to see him eat it, because in like the anime he just kind of like glares at it. And then we get like the really disturbing looking happy faces of everybody. And I'm just like, okay. I really like the Shigaraki one because he looks so happy. Like I only recognize him because of the mole.
Wow, yeah.
But that's the happy like Teletubby version of.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, I like how basic Tokuyami looks if you look at the bottom right corner.
Oh, he's cute. I would put this as I would need to pick one and make it my display picture.
This should make like a cool wallpaper in Animal Crossing.
And there's also does anyone want to read Horikoshi's author comment?
Ooh, I'll read it real quick. So, in the author comments, Horikoshi said, "I had a dream where I was running and got stung by a ray stinger from behind. I wonder why." And that got us into a rabbit hole about what the heck a ray stinger was.
Not a stingray. It is instead a car that's like from an anime.
Speed racer ass looking car.
Yeah, it's from Bakuso, Kyodai, Let's End Go. Kyodai is siblings, right?
I think so.
It looks like a scorpion to me or something. Like the way the front is.
Because it's about the Seiba brothers, Go and Retsu, and they begin their racing careers. The young kids street racing.
I will say it is a lot. There's a lot of manga and anime based on this type of genre. I fell into the rabbit hole of what this thing is, but there's like these mini cars with like little wheels on the side. I think you just race them.
That's funny.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
are they in the cars?
No, they're little like toy things. I don't know about the manga series. I was trying to look at it, but it's really weird.
That actually gives a lot of context to the dream and makes it a little bit funnier.
I know.
Horikoshi's running in fear of a small toy car.
Yeah, it just like nips his foot. Because it's like stepping on a Lego.
Ugh. Hey.
Worst thing in the world. But I think that's all of the news. Unless anyone can think of anything else.
I think that's it.
Yay. And now we're going to swing around to ask Derek the hard-hitting questions. Such as, what got you into My Hero?
Well, My Hero, I think I feel like this answer is like the same for a lot of people, really. It just came around like the perfect time for me. Like, I was working out of high school a couple years, working full-time at a shop, and like Naruto had ended a couple years ago and Bleach was ending, and I really was just kind of reading Jump manga, like Shonen Jump manga specifically, like the battle series, as like a little break away from work, because it was all I was doing. And the first season of the anime came out around that time, and I just kind of jumped in, started watching a little bit, and I got hooked after season 1 and caught up to, I'm pretty sure at that point it was right in the middle of the forest training arc. That sounds right. So yeah, no, I mean, it just kind of started filling a void for like my weekly series, and it's stuck around ever since.
Oh, being week to week, like right around the Kamino area would just be like hell, because you're like, wait, I have to wait.
And also, like, it was the same time that like One Piece was in the middle of friggin' Dressrosa, in the middle of a flashback. So like my like 21-year-old brain was just like, I can't follow this close. Oh, just getting kind of boring. So I mean, My Hero was picking up right in the middle of like a really action-packed arc. So it was a really good read.
Yay.
Who is your favorite character?
This is actually an easy question, because I thought, I was like, oh, I'm like really trying to think hard on it. It's Kirishima. I love Kirishima. He's my favorite. He embodies like my favorite like archetype of shonen character, where it's just like, his whole quirk is, I'm gonna be strong and you can't hurt me, and I'm gonna be strong. So like, I need to keep getting stronger. Like, his backstory with, not being able to jump into action when he needed to be, and like giving him a real like purpose to get stronger. I mean, his quirk's just like, I feel like some people think it's a little like boring, but I think it's awesome. I think it's so cool.
And I just love that he's like macho, but it's like I like his definition of like macho, or like what is that? Or manliness, that's the word.
Right, yeah. It's not just like lift the biggest weights. It's like, oh, have a manly spirit.
Yeah.
And he's like not. Oh, I was just gonna say he's not afraid to have emotions too, because
right.
So it's not toxic. Okay, next question. What quirk would you have if you were in the universe?
So this dates all the way back to it's funny because I've been rereading Bleach and rewatching Bleach, really. And I was just thinking about this, like, because like back when I was in middle school, I would go on like message boards with friends and have like those like message board like LARP battles. Y'all ever do that?
No, but sounds cool.
No.
It was so corny. It would just be like, write out an entire like 3-paragraph essay about like how I'm going to attack you. All right, wait for the next post. And it's like, I counter and get behind
back memories.
Nothing personnel, kid. To teleport behind you. And we would just do that for like hours on end. But my characters, whenever I would make one, would always have the same sort of ability, and it was pretty much ripped straight from another Shonen Jump series that I love still to this day, Katekyo Hitman Reborn, where I would basically have like gauntlets that can let me fly and shoot out flames. So that's what my quirk would be. It would be like a mutation quirk where I just got like big hands and can shoot fire out of just my hands.
Nice.
Great big hands.
So it'd be like, Kendo? Is her name Kendo?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kendo and Endeavor.
But Kendo can never make them small.
Oh, true.
They must never. You must always be big hand.
Oh, yeah.
The combo could be called Kendeavor.
No, we're not shipping them. It's just if they're
No, I'm not
somehow joined.
There is no
Look at
end
this.
to my devers. Like, I can dever. I hate that. I hate this.
Yes,
You can endeavor if you want to.
Yeah. But changing the subject, do you have a favorite arc?
Yes. It's the force training arc. Like, and I know that kind of like ties in with like where I got to and like started reading weekly, but I just think it's a really good, like, everyone starts to progress during that arc. Like Deku's finally, kind of gets to his like final stage of just throwing caution to the wind when he's fighting, and after that, like, after everything that goes on there, has to learn like, oh, I have to not just use my body like a friggin' bomb. And Tokiyami's little arc with letting Dark Shadow like roll, like go crazy and stuff like that. Like, it's just got so many good little moments. And I used to say the God, I can never say their organization's name right. Overhaul in them. I used to say that arc, but I went back and reread it after the anime adaptation just because I was like, well, there was a lot of criticism for it. And I was like, well, how did this really like play out? Like, now they're not reading it weekly. And after that, I kind of went back to the forest training arc as my favorite.
Nice. I think like the Chief Saikai arc was like still really cool, but I can't talk. But like forest training was kind of a combination of the like they're just kids, they're training, and then all of a sudden and it gets like deadly serious even, which is it's done before, but it's just like extra deadly.
Also one of 3 moments with Dabi, so cool.
Yeah.
Dabi just loves popping out of nowhere.
Surprise!
Shadowing.
What direction do you want the story to go?
I think a lot of fans want like a time skip to happen. And I don't know how much of a time skip I'd want, but I can kind of get in with that. Like, even if it's like not so much a time skip, but maybe in the next couple arcs are a little bit smaller and like skip a little bit of time. I just want to see characters grow up a little bit more, maybe being like second year. Aside from that, like story direction, I really don't know. I feel like there's still a lot of things to touch on before we go to like a real like final, like not final arc, but like oh, Shigaraki's back, But I feel like that's the next like big like what would you call it, like a bump in the road, So I don't know, maybe a little bit of time skippy action, but I feel like it's been going at a good pace right now. I like the direction that we're going in right now too, so
I do kind of hope that maybe it'll go kind of, okay, spoilers for Haikyuu, skip ahead to 10 seconds, but if it goes like, skips ahead, like, is everyone here up to date on Haikyuu?
Yeah.
Boys.
No, but it's no big deal.
It's okay.
There's a bit of a time skip, that's all I'll say. That I hope it kind of goes that route, where it's not a major one, it's just a bit of a time skip, but let's move on. I don't want to spoil Haikyuu for you guys, sorry.
Like I don't want, all right, this is over. Now, 10 years later, we're all real heroes now.
Yeah.
Oh, I still want, it's called My Hero Academia. I'm being schooled, dang it.
Oh, they did My Villain Academia. Maybe it'll just be like My Hero and the like academia just falls off.
Oh.
Do you have any theories?
All right. Y'all ready for this one?
Yeah.
I know who the traitor is. It is a young boy who was possibly, we don't know yet, this might not be true, it probably won't be true, corralled in with the League of Villains as a child in the sort of like, who was that one guy, he's like the broker. Is he dead now? I think he died. The broker for the villains. The glasses, little tiny glasses.
Giran.
Yeah.
He's alive though.
Is he?
He just can't put a finger on it. Oh.
Oh no. gotten roped up into the league, the early stages of the league, because of his quirk, and had a disposition of like, oh, whatever, I wish I could have been a hero, but I can't be a hero. I'm just a normal student. And now that he's been taken under the wings of a certain Aizawa, it's Shinzo. I think he's the traitor, and I think he's gonna be like having like what do you call that? Like reservations? Like, I think he's the traitor, but he's definitely not being as much of the traitor anymore, because he's like, oh wait, I can actually become a hero, and that's gonna be a big thing in like the next big arc. I can feel it, because he's coming back.
I guess, how would Shinzo know where they were for the forest training arc, though?
I don't have all the answers. Horikoshi has all the answers.
What's that message?
That's fair. Oh yeah, he just like Deku just told him, or Deku like he has Deku, he's like has Deku's phone, and he just like sneakily turned on his location or something.
He could be like, hey, Aizawa, and after a response, give me the itinerary for the next year. You know what I mean?
I want to get it that way when I eventually become a hero. I'm trying real hard.
I'm here for it. Or like Aizawa mentioned offhand, like the Wild Pussycats. And so is that their name? I would never remember.
Yes.
I always want to call them the Pussycat Dolls. And then like he's like, oh, I know they're there. So who knows? It could just be magic. Can he with his brainwash powers ask someone? No, I don't think he can ask them something that he doesn't know.
No, I don't think so.
I was like,
that's why I mentioned like the itinerary. Like he could ask for like a printout of like what's going on in the future, like without knowing anything.
Yeah. I thought you meant just like ask normally, but just brainwash ask. Woo.
That's my crackpot theory though, that I hope.
Yeah.
He's a good boy. But honestly, I would be here for it. I just want more Shinzo, so sure.
I know. We need more of him. So good.
Please. That's why I need to go to second year, because then if he's in Class B, then we'll like see Class B more probably. But
hopefully.
Are we ready to move on into the anime?
Yeah, let's do it.
This is my hero academia.
Now on to the anime. We're going to talk about episode 88, His Start. It covers chapters 187 to 192. And I just want to say, this is actually right around where we started the podcast in the manga. And I just re-listened to that episode, so it's like, it's very like flashbacky feeling. So
full circle.
Full circle. I almost started singing The Circle of Life. No, actually, no, it's not even The Circle. What is the Wimbawe? That's from Can You Feel the Love Tonight?
Yes.
But anyways, the episode actually doesn't start with the fight. It starts off with Fuyumi visiting her mom. Her mom also likes the cold, and we meet another brother, Natsu, and it's just kind of funny that their names are Natsu means summer and Fuyumi means winter. So like their naming conventions are And we kind of he also has white hair and he doesn't like the heat. He's off to college, and have we seen Fuyumi before in the anime?
I thought for like a scene or two.
I'm pretty sure we did, but it was really brief.
Okay, because I
can't remember.
I kind of like she has like the white hair with like flecks of red. Genetics are weird. And she kind of teases Natsu that he met a girl. And we're also main thing we're seeing Rei, and she's actually like talking, which is like major. And she's just happy that Shoto's been writing to her. And they kind of wonder if she could get a phone, and she's like, oh, would the doctors allow that? And then Natsu kind of ruins the mood by mentioning Endeavor, saying he became number one, saying like the world doesn't know what he did to you and our siblings. Fuyumi doesn't want to talk about him. And I like that like Natsu kind of points out that he's basically a stranger to him. And it's kind of like him neglecting them, as well as like he was a hero, so he was probably never home. Because he was always like heroing, but also when he was home, he was a dick.
I do like that Natsu's really going full like 19-year-old in this conversation, and just being like, I'm starting some shit. I'm gonna start some shit real quick. It's like, dude,
drama.
Sister's like, hey, calm down.
saying he's leaving his past and blood ties behind. And we do learn that Endeavor actually does visit, but he never actually sees her, and he brings flowers that she mentioned she liked once, and the flowers are blue, which is a reveal, because in the manga I always thought they were red, but they're blue. And she's still afraid, and she doesn't actually specify if she's afraid of him or if she's afraid of what she'll do. Because remember, she burned Shoto because he kept looking. He looked like Endeavor to her. So I wonder if she would attack him, or maybe not, or just like she's scared of him because like he's an abusive asshole. I don't know. And Fuyumi then kind of goes into like, I don't know what he's thinking, but no, wait, sorry, is this Fuyumi or Rei talking? I think it's Rei. Where she doesn't know what he's thinking, there must be a reason, and saying he isn't leaving anything behind, and he's going to face his past and his family, but she's just, like, telling the future right now, because that's not really the case at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Ain't done that at all.
I know! And just saying, like, I think later is when she says, like, he's bad at giving up. And we cut back to the fight, and there's a moment when Hawks is basically like, they fly now?
They fly now.
And Endeavor's like, I'm just not falling with style.
Old Toy Story ass.
Yeah. And fire isn't enough to kill it, and he kind of thinks about like, oh, the white ones don't regenerate, but the black ones do. It's special, it can talk. And it's like, no shit, it's special. Like, thanks, Captain Obvious. But still, like, he's like realizing stuff.
Don't you know it has a name? Like it's a named one, duh. Of course it's strong.
I was gonna say I really like the animation on the regeneration.
Oh yeah.
That was really good.
I don't think it introduced itself though. It isn't good. Like, I love the voice for.
It sounds super dark. I honestly hated it. It was nightmare fuel.
It's cool. I love it. It's better than just like doing.
Super
angry.
I thought you were gonna talk about Centipeter's high pitched voice.
Oh my god, if Hyan had been high-pitched, I would have been in love. Like, it would have been amazing. Because it would have made it that more scary. Because it would have been, like, insecty, almost.
Oh, that would have been good.
I'm not going to do the voice in a high voice. No, I won't. And Hyan smiles, and it's super, super creepy. And Endeavor is fighting right now to keep it alive, because if it can talk, I can get information out of it. And so he shoots Hell Spider Firewebs! Or no, it's like Hell Spider, and he shoots Firewebs. And then he just gets hit for his trouble. And he gets hit into the window, and people are still having a meeting. Like, would they hear the like explosion above them and like evacuate?
Like,
no,
hey,
they're business people.
They're committed. And I also love like the yellow on black for Hyan. Just his eyes are really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then so like I don't understand. In the manga, it made more sense, but. In the anime, Endeavor turns into a UFO and cuts the building in half.
Dude, it was amazing.
That's one of those. That was one of those cuts where like, oh, this is going on Sakuraboro, and I'm like, yeah, okay, it looks cool, but then like, there's the little shot at the end where it's like, oh, the natural flow of the body, where Endeavor's just like planking, and I'm like,
it looks like he's doing a plank.
But I guess it's a way so he can control as the building falls, rather than just have it, like, slowly fall, and he can, like, mash it up. But I thought at first Hyan cut it in half, but nope, it was Endeavor. He did that.
Mm-hmm.
It reminded me of Gamera.
Yeah.
I don't know if we mentioned it. Yeah.
Oh, nice. And also...
Or that picture from, what was it, Godzilla versus, Megara, I think, where it's just the Godzilla, like, flying... like, but just like laying on his back. I'll see
on his tail. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, he flies backwards and it plays like a little tune at the end, like a bum bum bum. It's so dumb, but I love that.
Nice. And we get the square blocks that are signature of that one animator. I don't know if it's him or if it's just like a reference to him. Do you even remember the name of the animator?
It was shoot.
Just Google it, listeners. If we think of it, we can like just say the name and then we can like. Oh, I'm sorry, animator. You're amazing. He's pretty young too, or something, or maybe not. And then Hawks is able to get everyone out of the damaged area with his feathers, and it's cool that he kind of quickly analyzes what he can or can't do, and like, because it's like it's also just his control of the feathers is amazing. His quirk is called Fierce Wing, and he can control the feathers individually. I wonder like how much can they lift? Does he have to like exercise his feathers?
Yes, just in the gym.
And he saved 76 people. And they can also get the feathers back after use, which I think is kind of cool. And Endeavor is just spamming Hell Spider. And he kind of nicks High-End's head, and High-End gives him the most unimpressed look of all time. It's amazing. And Hawks is also unimpressed. This is all, like, the animation here is all incredible. High-End's, like, cutting into bits and burning it up. So Endeavor's slicing up the High-End and the building, and Hawks is complaining his bits are uneven. It's just like,
I was thinking about that because it was just like, all right, Endeavor turns around and does 2 Hell Spiders with like one with each hand, and just completely like I know Hawks is just like, oh yeah, I got everyone in the building that's in danger. It's like I'm not trying to talk down Hawks. I think Hawks is awesome, but there's like 1 or 2 guys still in there just like, oh wow, this sure stinks.
Well,
hopefully someone's gonna come and save me. Bring gets just diced up by flames.
Now they're meat cubes.
Yeah, they're meat cubes.
I thought you said meet cute, so they get to meet cute as they die. Sorry.
Just like Endeavor going a little over the top, buddy.
And Hawks running along the roof is really funny, as he's like fly running because he has less feathers.
I will say that somebody posted one where they had Hanna-Barbera running sounds on it, and it was amazing.
Oh, nice. And High-End is just a flying head, and other heroes come to help, but oh no, High-End starts pooping out I wrote other High-Ends, but other Nomu. But oh no, Endeavor's overheating. If only he had an ice pack. The Nomu is thinking it's holding off the backup, and we get like a really up close shot of the intelligent eyes. I just love eye shots, so I'm going to mention them every time. And Hawks is able to save some more civilians. He has a big feather sword, and he kind of like tells them to run while I was also like carrying them away. So it's like, this is not up for debate. You are going away now. And Hawks says that he's useless against power types. And it kind of reminds me of Eraserhead, because I think Eraserhead, someone's like, oh, like if I just have like the innate, like strong, like my body, or like the body transformation quirk, he can't really do anything. But then he just uses like his other techniques. So I'm like, you and Endeavor, or sorry, you and the Eraserhead should have a talk. But he's higher ranked than Endeavor. Oh my god. Then Eraserhead. These are the E names that screw me up. Now I lost my... Oh, and he thinks to himself his back won't be enough to make people feel safe. And I wrote down he's a featherweight. And High-End is also very High-End is very perceptive, realizing that Endeavor isn't firing on all cylinders. And if Endeavor keeps spamming his ultimate move, he overheats. And Endeavor, like, they're both like Death Note thinking at each other while also like having an epic fight. But it's also like, it's still an amazing fight, like, don't get me wrong. I just like it that like they're both characters that we don't think of as being that smart, but they're pretty smart, or like battle smart. And like Endeavor realizes his own flaws, being like, I'm slower and less powerful than it. And he doesn't know all of its quirks, so you have to go big or go home, and his body can't take the heat, which is why with you, his wife, and she has shorter hair in the flashback, she looks younger. This is my pet headcanon that she was maybe a sidekick for him or something, and she cooled him down, or like anything, but probably not. And we also get to see the kids as well. We get Natsu, Fumi, and a shorter red-haired kid. Who is that? Because we do see Todoroki walking with Endeavor, so it's not Todoroki. It's a mystery kid. And then Endeavor blows it up with fire because the animation here is very good. That's what all I could say. And it's like, we get the reporter lady, who's not the same reporter lady that we usually get, which is like a cool change, but also I miss the other lady. That they can see him shining even from here, and he's like, he'll burn him so much he can't run away or regenerate, and he's like, purgatory. And then I just wrote down, so it is lost. I don't know why. And then we get a really cool zoom in shot of Endeavor as he bursts into flame, and like I just like the eye shots because because it's just like it starts from his eye and then it like goes to the other flame, and he does Prominence Burn. It's a yellowish white flame. I would have liked it if it was like pure white, because that would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
But oh well. And there's rays of heat as people scream, and he kind of remembers what he said at the Hero Award show, saying, "Just watch me." But turns out High End just threw his head away, because he's a dick like that.
And because he can.
Yeah.
As opposed to everyone else who can't.
Yeah, and he can like regenerate from his head. And we see that the flower starts to lose its petals, and this is some like Beauty and the Beast shit. I'm kind of sad there's the big blood splatter because Endeavor gets got. But in the manga, the blood splatter kind of looked like the flower. Well, here it's just like blood splatter. But still, like, he got in the face, so he's not doing so hot. And his kids see it, and they're horrified, and Todoroki is starting to, like, flame up a little bit. And the teachers are all watching as well, and, like, All Might's clutching his chest in, like, sympathy pain. High End is like, no, stronger heroes. It's like, he calls him boring. It's like, really? And we get again when Endeavor was telling Todoroki he wanted to be a hero that he could be proud that his dad is #1. And then we get the title cards showing, or not title cards, the character cards where Hawks likes Yakitora. I was close before, with his chicken on a stick. And Endeavor likes Kozo Mochi, which is like mochi served chilled. I thought it'd be like burnt mochi or something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's weird. And we get the reporter lady again, and she's saying that this reminds her of Kamino, which is only 3 months ago. That would be like, it's like living in that world as a civilian. Like, there's just like huge, basically terrorist attacks, like 3 months apart.
Mm-hmm.
Also, reporter lady, shouts out to like sensationalizing this on your report, being like, "Wow, hey guys, remember the other bad thing that happened? Remember? Like,
yeah!
No, you shouldn't be doing this right now. What are you doing?"
And Endeavor isn't done yet. He's like, "Flame on!" And Natsu's yelling like, "Just wait for reinforcements. Like, you're not All Might. Just like stop trying. Give up early and like do what you always do. Give up early and then go lose your mind." There's an older lady watching the other kids like when they were little, and I wonder, is it a servant or like a grandmother on the mother's side? And kind of mentioning again that he neglected the kids and like ran down the mom until she snapped. And Endeavor's coughing up blood. And I think this is the mother again saying he's really bad at giving up. And it's like, actually, no. When you give up on passing All Might and decide you're going to eugenics your way into another hero, that's giving up.
Yeah,
So.
Not just becoming stronger by yourself.
Yeah, no. Like, not giving up would have been like working with other people who have ice powers to shoot you with ice every now and then. But still, like, I get it, because it's like he couldn't do it that way. Because honestly, All Might is like almost cheating. Because he has like he's like, I guess it's not cheating, but he's like, he has like a not normal quirk. And so like, you can't surpass him via normal means.
He's like an outlier.
Yeah. But Endeavor doesn't know that, so it is like tragic. And also like, I'm not bashing All Might at all. He's like amazing and deserves all the accolades. And Endeavor's eyes alight, and everyone's like panicking, running away. It's just chaos. And High End starts going after people. And also there's a kid who lost his mom screaming and crying, and we never see that kid again. I was like expecting someone to grab the kid, but no. And the reporter is sensationalism again. She's like, this is what it means not to have a symbol of peace. An eraser has run over to Todoroki, but he already saw. And this is when the best character in the world, Pinky, yells at the reporter saying, "How could you say that shit on TV?"
That's what I'm saying.
We can still see the flames. Don't let something you can't see keep you down, which is an interesting translation. And he's like, he's risking his life for us. Just look. Like, so like, it's not over yet. Because like, I guess, because remember when All Might was fighting All for One, he like people were cheering for him in the streets and they're like chanting his name or whatever. But here everyone's just like running because they don't have faith in him. And there's a funny moment when Hyan's like, "Can you regenerate?" And Deborah's like, "I'm not like you. He can't even move. He's just like blasting himself along. He can stay conscious thanks to the pain." And Endeavor's like finally admitted he can't take him alive as he keeps protecting his head. Because he's got to go fast in his reaction times. And actually Hawks comes to help because Hawks doesn't have the strength, but he can match the speed. And Hawks kind of understands Endeavor a little bit, realizing that he was the only one trying to surpass All Might, not just cheering him on. And we get to see that there's like kind of awkward, because I think we've got the visualization of like All Might across this great chasm before, and now we see Endeavor kind of like trying to build a bridge to them. But then you gotta remember, that bridge is his children, not himself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like Endeavor is very cool. He's just not a good dad. So I'm just gonna bring that up every now and then, even though he's being very badass. So I do apologize if that annoys people. And there's kind of cute where Hawk is like he has an awkward back, but like it still like can motivate people. And Hawk's glasses break, and then we realize that he's been sending feathers all this time. You add his speed to Endeavor's firepower, driving him along, and we get fire wings. Eat your heart out, Icarus. And there's a very cool shot as Endeavor punches High-End in the face. And there's like, it's a very cool pattern to the flames. I wonder if the animators like looked up a lot of pictures of explosions or something. It's like half the screen. Like, very, very cool. And even though it's burnt from the inside of its mouth, it's still not dead, but it is still acting. It's acting more animalistic. It's not as smart. And we get to see Hawks has very tiny wings, which is very cute. And we get very dramatic music as Endeavor points out that he's a bioengineered human obsessed with strength with multiple quirks. And the reporter lady has changed her tune thanks to Pinky, saying he's still fighting, suffering, but still fighting, because like he's still going at it. He hasn't given up. And Shoto yells at the screen, "I'm watching you!" You should like call him, and Endeavor can be like, "Can you wait a second? I need to take a call from my son. This is very important."
He's got like the generic like a generic ringtone, just doop, doop, boop, 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 doop. Hold on.
He would have a flip phone.
Yeah.
He would still have one.
Yeah. It's actually, they have flip phones in Japan a lot for some reason. Just because they like it.
High tech flip phones.
Yeah, it's
Those are
weird.
cool.
Yeah.
Don't let them see that new touchscreen Razor. They go crazy for that one.
And Endeavor makes fire wings again with just like the cinders, and it makes me think that, remember with the winning the kids' hearts, Todoroki can't make forms with his ice, so he needs stuff to like make the outline with to like base it on.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of Endeavor can do like laser things, but he couldn't make like a heart out of fire. So he still needs a base. So those like cinders act as a base for him to make a shape, which is kind of cool. And then he flies even higher, and I wrote down he pulls a Batman because, or I think it's Dark Knight. It's the last Batman movie. Does anyone remember the name?
Dark Knight Rises. Sorry, I was screaming it, and I just realized that I was on mute again.
Nice.
Oh my god, Dark Knight Rises. Why is nobody listening to me?
Yeah, Dark Knight Rises. He's pulling spoilers for Dark Knight Rises. That movie came out however many years ago. But
the movie came out in 2012.
Oh.
Gosh.
Yeah, times fly. And I really like this moment where he's like, "You're me from the past or another future." And I think I brought it up when Deku said the same thing to Gentle, that he could have ended up like him. And usually it's the bad guy saying that to the hero, like, "You're just like me." So I really like it when the hero says it to the bad guy, because it's kind of like acknowledging a bit about yourself. And I'm like, yay, it's actual, I think it is a bit of growth for Endeavor, that he's actually like realizing stuff. And he's like, burn up and be put to rest, killing his past. Like, kinda. And then he always hated the motto, but he yells it anyways. Plus Ultra! Bum, 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 bum. And prominence burn, and it consumes everything until he's just lines, which is very cool. And I I wrote down like don't look at the sun because I wonder if people would get like retinal damage from how hot that is.
Oh my gosh.
Or how bright. And the kids are watching and they're like horrified or surprised, but like Deku's eyes especially are like have very like dark shadows underneath them. Cause like and like Todoroki's also horrified because like I think he's basically thinks he's watching his dad die.
And then
I
you
will
can think
say-
Deku's. Or go ahead, James. Go for it.
Oh, I was gonna say when you see Todoroki, you can see like the Ghibli hair flare, like it flares up.
Mhm.
But like Deku, I mean, Deku's got like an extra like little added spice to this because everyone's like, oh God, is Endeavor gonna die? You know, we've been searching for this new symbol of peace, the new symbol, and Deku deep down knows like, oh well, All Might was, I mean, obviously All Might was great, but he was the symbol because of his, you know, immense power, which is now mine. Oh God, is the guy who is supposed to be like taking on part of the new mantle of being the new number one. Is he dead? Oh God. This is just like everything's moving so quickly.
Ooh, I like that a lot. Where it's kind of like shit, because that's what like back at the sports festival, all I was trying to be like, you need to make like a huge impression like right now and be ready. But now we'll see. And Hawks is very impressed, and I do love that they made a choice of like having no like fire effect sounds. It was only the music, which I thought was really cool. There's a really cool Avatar: Last Airbender fight when it does where it does like something similar with the really loud music and like the effects for the fire are slightly quieter. So I just thought that was nice. And we see he's alive.
Which they definitely didn't frame it like that. And it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Anime onlys are like, whoa, on the edge of their seat.
Yeah. Oh, well, and Shoto kind of like falls to the ground in relief and does this like weird squat. And he's doing the sign of his start, holding up his arm, being like, yeah. Deku then looks away from Todoroki to look at Endeavor, because kind of seeing like, this is what he's got to. Now that's the back he's chasing as well. And because the heroes have to keep moving on. But the kids have inherited All Might's will, and they're watching them as well. And we get really early credits, but it's not over yet. Make sure to watch the end, because we cut to Deku sleeping in his gym uniform to boot, like changing to pajamas.
Sleeping in his gym uniform, just face down. Like,
I was gonna say he also sleeps on his stomach. So, you know, he's a stomach sleeper.
Yeah. Breathe, Deku. And in his dreams, he only has a head and his like his scarred hand, and he sees the previous users of One for All. Woo! And we see, I wrote down, we see two whiteys. We see two people with white hair. Two people with white hair staring each other down. They both have like kind of scary auras. And we get to see One for All being given his quirk. And the first user, the OG, sees him, Deku, and speaks to him saying, "So you're the ninth." And that wakes Deku up, and he it seems more like an energy burst where the window breaks in his room and his arms glowing. His quirk activated in his sleep. And then we get to be continued in season 5.
His little All Might Nendro fell off too. Like it was like next to his bed, and then it's just like in the middle of the floor. I was like, oh no.
I guess in the manga it looked more like his arm was on fire.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But I guess I like it a little bit better that it seems more like just a air burst or something broke his window. I don't know. But that's the end of season 4. Honestly, I thought it was gonna end with Endeavor getting his scar Endeavor getting hit in the eye. And
I legitimately didn't think they were going to cover this many chapters in this episode. I was on team I thought we were going to get these last 2 episodes of the season were going to be set up for Hawks and Endeavor, and we were going to get an OVA. I thought that was going to be the announcement when a couple 2 weeks ago, and it was there's going to be a big announcement, air quotes, in Jump Volume 19, and then the big announcement is season 5. It's all right, buddy, that's not a big announcement. We all knew that was going to happen. Yeah. But I thought we were going to get a movie OVA, kind of like Demon Slayer with the whole train arc, where they're doing a movie for it. I was like, oh, that would be awesome, because not saying this episode it was awesome, it was fantastic, but, it definitely did feel like 5 chapters worth of manga.
I think because the fight is really quick, too. I've talked a lot. Who other people talk? What did you guys think of the episode?
I will
Let's
say-
say. Oh yeah, James, go ahead.
I was just about to go ahead. I loved it. It was so good. Like, oh my gosh. But yeah, besides like last week, people were just being stupid and complaining about the animation. And they were complaining about like the Wild Wild Pussycats, and like this one dude's like, I recolored a manga panel, hire me as an animator. But anyways, that was one of the Twitter hot takes. But like, I don't know why people complain about the animation when like they like saved all the good animation for the last episode. And like I got super emotional with the fight, and like I think you messaged me yesterday saying like it's probably just because like he's a good hero but he's a shitty dad.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, yeah, that's true. That checks out.
Yeah, I think it's still like you can definitely. I don't think anything's wrong with like he's cool. Like he's very very badass. So like it's like an interesting way. Like or I'll talk later about it. But like it's an interesting way of writing it. Some people don't like it. Some people do. I'm more middling, but it's just
it's hard, especially like future chapters and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard for me to like Endeavor, but he did do a pretty good job as a hero. I will say that.
Especially given like all his whole talk when he's bringing High End up of like, you're my past, I'm gonna kill my past. It's like, all right, so what's important now, bud, is to act on those words and not just be like, well, dust off your hands. All right, boys, sure, I'm happy I'm done with all that, huh? Sure, it's cool that I never did any of that, right? Todoroki pats his son on the head. This kid's like, oh my
gosh,
fuck off, what are you talking about?
Because his family was worried about him. It's just because like they're nice people and they don't want him dead. Like they can still hate him. And I guess it's nice that Natsu kind of has like the other side of the argument, so it's nice to see that. But I guess Derek, did you have any other thoughts on the episode that you wanted to talk about?
No, I let everything out. I let everything out first.
Yeah.
Prominence burn over here.
Yes. Gary, what were your thoughts?
I liked it a lot. A lot. It might be my favorite episode. I'm not positive yet. I have to like stew on it a little bit. But the way the animation was and the sound design and the music, it was chef's kiss. It was really good. I did too. Like I briefly wanted to comment too on like Todoroki being like really disturbed, and it was kind of cool to see that. Like you kind of get the impression that he like would wish Endeavor dead, but like obviously that's not the case because he recognizes he doesn't wish that on him. So that was kind of I liked that moment. I thought Deku was like slightly annoying because he was just kind of like made it all about him again, like really weirdly.
Like, puts his arm around his friend. Yo, dude, I'm sorry that was happening with your dad right now.
Yeah, and it was like along the lines of like, yeah, it's our turn now kind of thing, and it's like, but
I'm sorry, you're my brother now. Cool.
Oh well. Yeah, and I guess I can call him the Can't You See Kid now because he did do the speech already, but he's like best boy.
Yeah. I do like Kendra. He called him Pinky, and I just in my mind, Ashido's just like. They didn't let me have that name. I'm going back to Alien Queen now.
They can fight for the title.
I pulled up her wiki page and it listed her hero name as Pinky, and I guess I never really like that's not like how I saw that scene where like who's it? Who's the teacher that was doing the names that day?
Midnight.
Yeah, Midnight was just like no, Alien Queen's too much. What about Pinky? I don't know about that one. So I thought she was still without a name, but she's just in the corner like, what?
Oh, I forgot. No, I'm sorry, Ashido. I didn't want to call him Can't You See Kid because there is some stuff later for that. I did like also just like we get to see how here like a bit more of how pros actually fight. Like we saw that with Fat Gum as well, but kind of like he is just using his like ultimate moves because you're trying to end it as quickly as possible with the least amount of damage, like which is all stuff that like Deku and like other people have considered, but it's actually like doing it in split seconds in like a life or death situation. So like I loved seeing that and kind of like more like the think, like I don't know, it's cool to see. And I really liked the like I like seeing himself in it, because it's nice to kind of actually see in Endeavor's head, like what he's thinking, instead of kind of hearing what people think about him or speaking for him. We get to see his own thoughts, so like we'll look forward to seeing more. They will, or actually no, maybe he's dead. Oh, actually no, he's standing up. He's not dead. Sorry, I was like, am I spoiling people?
He's not dead.
Not dead, or he's like dead standing up. I mean, it was very unclear. But are we any other thoughts on the anime episode? It was very, very cool. I don't like Endeavor that much, but I salute him for a good fight.
I was gonna like say this like 5 minutes ago, but I missed my chance. But
Right.
like if with Ashido being Pinky, like I want Shinso's hero name to be the Brain. That would be the best thing, and they can team up.
Oh yes.
And then she can be like, "What we going to do tomorrow night, Brain?" That'd be the best. Anyway.
I thought you were gonna suggest his hero name be Purpley or something. But I like
Pinky
the
and
Brain
Purpley.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be funny. And then
That
Sue can be Greenie.
Yeah. But the episode image right now, unless you come up with anything else, I want it to be Pinky and the Brain being just put their heads on nice. But are you ready to move on into the manga?
Let's hear
Yes.
it.
This is my hero academia.
And now for the manga section, Derek, do you want to start us off?
Yep, you got it. So, first page is cover page, chapter 267, titled Flames, by Kohei Horikoshi, translated by Kyoko. Lettering by John Hunt. And in this panel, we have Mirko, colorized Mirko, surrounded by white rabbits, and she's got like chains and belts on her arm. It's very Final Fantasy-esque.
That's what I was thinking, like Lulu on Final Fantasy X.
Oh yeah.
I do like she has artificial arm. And I just kind of realized that she has red eyes because like white rabbits with red eyes.
Also, now that my brain is like buffering, like you know when you're like doing a recording and you're like the 7 seconds before, like when I said colorized, I meant the page. Everything's in color. Anyway,
Oh,
I was like,
I'm
that's
sure
a
they.
gap.
I just realized she has like a little satchel on her leg. I don't know if she has that in her normal outfit, but it just makes me think of the 5PP man.
That's what I was thinking too.
That's one of those things where like it would be cool if she got like updated costume and this was it.
I just don't like the weird like metal not meeting together belt on her waist.
Yeah.
What is it?
And I want her to drive around in like a top hat car and then just like pop out of that. That'd be nice.
Rabbit
Nice.
and hat.
I'm here for that.
So we get over to our first actual page, and we get a little mini flashback of Hawks talking to Tokiyami, saying, Hawk says, "My weakness? If I gotta pick something, it'd be fire, because even my fierce wings can burn." While, like, there's just a horde of fan guys, fan girls. We're not sure. They're not in the panel. Anyone, fan people, going crazy, going, "Hi, Hawks," and, like, hearts are flying up. As Hawk is kind of, like, catching one of the hearts. Like, I've received your affection.
He's
and-
standing like birds do on like the wires.
So good. Just a couple of birds hanging out. And Tokiyami says, "So how do you counter fire?" And Hawk says, "Before a villain can even use it, I strike." And we jump back to current day, and the Fat Taxi, the personal rideshare, has arrived. It is Fat
This is amazing.
holding Kaminari, Tokiyami. Is that Saro? That's Saro.
Denki. Or no, it is Sarah?
Is that Saro?
No.
No, it's
No,
Joe.
That's the other one.
Josu
That's Mudman.
Hanuke.
It
Yes.
is Hananuke, yeah.
Mhm. And Mushroom Girl, Mush Girl,
Mhm.
Mhm.
who I feel like Horikoshi really likes drawing them. I think if Horikoshi had just had like a ranking of like who do I like to draw the most, that's who's going to be important. Like, they would
Yeah. Well, Mirko is obviously on there.
well, Horikoshi
Yes.
has the ability to just draw Mirko for
Yeah.
like a chapter straight. Now what's the name of that student again? The not
Josu Hanunuki.
Oh,
Joe's.
Sun Eater? Oh, okay.
Is that Sunny?
No, it's Hananuke.
No.
No, it's Hananuke.
I was like, whoa.
My true love.
Well, they say, should we really be joining the rear guard? And I think that's Kaminari saying it, saying, I say we can still fight. And Fat Gum says, and I'm assuming it's Fat Gum because he's talking to the kids, is, you kids struck first with your wide-range quirks. You rattled the enemy good. Now it's time for the net to close in so we can crush him little by little. At this point, your attacks would only hit our allies and trip them up. You lent us your strength, and that was enough. As Fat Gum's like running through the fighting, like Mount Ladies in the back fighting. It's so funny. He really is a taxi right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Fat Gum goes on to say, us grown-ups have got to settle the score now. And the mushroom girls in Fat Gum's taxi area going, nice and warm, shroom. Wouldn't mind.
Kaminari, though.
Kaminari.
Do you want to say it again? Sorry, I talked over you.
That's okay. Kaminari's like, wouldn't mind living in here.
What?
They're so cute. And Tokiyami's like not comfortable, just like looking up. But I think that's so funny. Everyone's just like, this is great. This rules. But Tokiyami's looking up and notices fire spewing out of a building and kind of gets like really tense-eyed. The fire starts to dissipate a little bit and we get a shot of looks like blood, and I can't tell if that's just like cloth. What is that?
Yeah. It's a hanky.
Hanky. Oh yeah, it is, because the
Mhm.
next couple says you killed him. So we cut over to the next page, and Hawks is holding himself up with one of his feather swords, and all of his back feathers are just burnt off. And, it's kind of like smoldering, cindery, with a couple of feathers just like floating in the air. And next panel is just a big, giant explosion with Hawks flying out a panel, saying, how could you? And Hawks' eternal monologue is going, these flames keep getting hotter and hotter as they're like rolling around and flapping around on the ground. And they get stepped on by Dobby, who screams, how dare you?
Kill twice like that! And then we do get to see that the OG Twice died at the railing.
Yeah,
He
Like
hit his
that
head
man.
on the railing.
oh god.
Yeah.
Brutal.
And Hawks is huffing and puffing, and he's like, is that the face of a man who just watched a friend die? Ugh. And Dobby is smiling. Like,
This is creepy.
so creepy. And it's like, I wonder, is he like taking a bit of Twice with him? Because that's what Twice would do. Twice would like have the wrong reaction, the opposite reaction. Or he's just snapped completely, and he's like, hey now, that was rude. I haven't cried since my tear ducts got all burned. With Twice around, my dream had a better chance of coming true. So of course I'm sad he's gone. And I think he's like, he's like sizzling his feet now. I thought he was like repeatedly kicking him. And he's like, so sad. And there's a big boom. Ugh. Just the art here is incredible. And he's still holding him down, ... And he says, you and the League, I looked into your... Oh, no, sorry, this is Hawks talking.
Mm-hmm.
You and the League, I looked into your backgrounds, but I came up with nothing on you and Shigaraki. Only you two. You should have read the My Villain Academia arc. Tisk tisk. And it's kind of interesting to see Hawks' eyes here, because like usually they're just like, I don't know, they're very small and sad. Usually they're like angry or like it's interesting to see him. And we get again when he knew Hawks' name, Takumi. And he's like, who? And then we kind of go to little Takumi's flashback, and they say, listen, little Keigo, as of today, you have to say goodbye to your name. You're about to enter a special program to become a very special hero, okay? And he's like, the training will be rough. Think you can handle it? And he's holding the little Endeavor doll, and he's like kind of nods.
It's so
He's-
cute.
Little, and I just like want to hug him. I don't
Between
like...
just the anime episode for this week and then this, I was just like, oh my heart.
Yeah. And he's like, can I be like him? Can I be a hero who beats up the bad guys? Just how I was saved. Can I be a shining light for everyone? And now he's just yelling, who are you? Because what the hell is going on? And what's the answer?
The answer is, I am your father.
It's like, it's,
Wait, what?
It's like, no, it's not true. No.
it's
I was
just
thinking of trying to. Yeah, we get just a blacked out word bubble, so we have no idea what Dobby has said, which is the very villain thing of saying your plan, anyways. Giving you all the info, but we see that he's still stomping on him, and we see Hawks' eyes kind of like get wider, so it must be a very important revelation. And it says, more than twice, more than anyone, you should have been keeping both eyes on me. Ooh, that's so mysterious. But he's like, the League, Shigaraki? I never gave a crap about them. As we see the heroes fighting on the outside of the building, it says, a single person with a single conviction has the power to change the world. There are no two true heroes. I plan to make Stain's will a reality. And that's just like so creepy looking. And he says, see ya, Hawks. Your life's another thing I don't care about. Oof. And then we go down and we see they're in the basement. You see Gigantamachi is still in the corner, and he's looking at his patented Sony radio. Which I love fake brand names and stuff. But I'm assuming that he's just waiting on like his orders or something, or he likes listening to music. I can't remember exactly.
He's got Everybody Wants to Rule the World playing on it right now.
I was gonna say he's got End of the World by REM playing.
It's just a playlist of all those songs. It's like, this is really specific, man. What are you doing?
Yeah. And then they get the DJ saying, and that was a special request by Hawks.
Oh.
But anyways, we cut to Jakku Hospital. Why do we always got to go back to Jakku? But we see the one and only good rabbit girl, Mirko, and she's kicking butt. I forgot one of the high-end, the woman's name. Was it just woman?
yes.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, we see her fighting woman and the other one that has like hair bones or hair horns, whatever. But we see a whoosh, and it says, I ain't. And it says, landing hits anymore. It says, it's not because they're wearing me down. I know my body better than anyone. But their eyes. It's like they're awake now. And we see a shot of all their eyes. Like, you can see, like, they're just trained on her. And she says, this is fun, but... And then she says, no choice.
So then she vamooses and bounces with a zoosh out of the area toward the doctor again.
That was so Dr. Seussy of you. Vamooshes and swooshes and goes with a swoosh. Loved it.
She's got to walk it in her pocket. Okay, so then the Nomu says, foolish woman. And she lets out a nurg. And gotta reach the old fart and Shigaraki. Quick as a rabbit, it's no sweat. Just focus on running. Gotta go fast.
I didn't notice that they just ripped your hair off. Oh
yeah.
Oh,
word.
wow. That's one way to get a haircut.
Ooh.
Quarantine cut.
Hair. HARE.
Oh.
Boo. No.
We're full of the jokes today. Okay, so she thinks if you're gonna die, get the job done first, Mirko. She thinks to herself as she's bleeding from the mouth, and she wails on into wherever the doctor is in front of the Shigaraki test tube, and she's like bleeding out of every possible area. And he shoots out snot from his nose, the doctor, and his glasses break because his tears are so intense. And she's going for the test tube, it looks like, with a kick. But then she is shot through the leg and by one of the Nomu with like weird horn thingies on his head. I don't know how to describe them, but yeah, they shoot out. And he says, cramped in here. And she's like, arg. Not done yet. Sorry. Arg reminds me of Garfield. I think they said that all the time. So then she's thinking to herself again, because a hero never, ever. And then we see the crumbling. Is that the hospital crumbling? Or is that the manor, the villa?
Villa, yeah.
Oh yeah, it is, because we see Dobby being flung back with his flames flinging back, and we see Hawks looking back, and we see Tokoyami jumping into the action, yelling Hawks. Just shocking. Dark Shadow is protecting Hawks in the corner, it looks like. And then we see Endeavor with a big fuck-oo sound effect. And finishing her sentence of, because a hero never ever gives up, as she is kicking down again, whipping off the horn thing.
I wonder, do you think, is she going for the doctor or she's going for Shigaraki? I think Shigaraki, because you can see
I think she's going for Shigaraki.
Yeah,
But she's freeing him, though. Now he's going to get out.
Well, he's not
incomplete, so.
Yeah, he's not incubated fully.
Just, like, unplug the device. Don't kick it.
That's my theory, is it's going to be, like, she's going after Shigaraki and, like, you know, however many chapters it gets to get there, and the doctor's like, no choice. You're only at whatever percent, you know, 80%. And then it's like, oh, now he's come back, and now he's going to fight.
She lost part of her ear, too.
Oh, yeah.
God.
I love, like, that smile of hers is also very creepy, but very cool.
She got her face hit, too, as well.
Ooh.
So, like, it's crazy.
But, like, I don't know how, it's going to be, like, Endeavor versus Shigaraki if he gets out and he's, like, can do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, how will that go down? Because, like, just, like, I don't know what the hell's going to happen with Shigaraki. Is he going to have, like, multiple quirks?
I wonder.
Go Gary.
I was just going to say, I wonder if, like, the doctor had a little time alone, if he sped up the process of completing the transformation for Shigaraki. Like, maybe it probably is, like, a higher risk to do something like that, but, like, maybe he felt it necessary. I don't know.
And I guess we can kind of go through in reading order. Derek, what were your thoughts on the chapter?
Oh, this is, like, one of my favorite My Hero chapters in, like, months. Like, I was talking about on Twitter, just between, like, every jump chapter this week was, like, 8 out of 10 minimum, 10 out of 10s. Like, everything's so good this week. But, no, this was an awesome chapter. I think this one just opens up a lot more, like, fan theories for, like, who Dobby is. Because, like, I don't know. Like, I know we joke about Horikoshi with, like, oh, dangling the carrot on the stick. Hey, guys, haha, you don't know his name. But now I just can't wait for it not to be, like, Dobby's name. He's not gonna be, like, Endeavor's son, right? Like, it's not gonna happen now. I'm just so excited. Oh, I don't know. Like, could he have been, like, someone else that was part of the program that Hawks was in, or, you know? Like,
Ooh, I like that.
Because, like, how would he know Hawks' name? And then in the same, like the mirror of that, like, he says a name, like, you know, oh, if he was just like, oh, my name's Jim Todoroki, or no, what's their last name? Yeah, no, because Shoto's his first name, so.
It's what was the Todoroki brother's name? I forgot. They actually said his name. Toya.
Oh yeah, Toya.
Right, yeah. So, like, oh, you're not him, but you're this other guy who's important, and I know, oh god. And then, I don't know, another thing that stuck out to me was just, like, so now, if we look at it as, like, you know, Mirko and Hawks just got reinforcements, it's like, you know, Mirko just got reinforcements of Endeavor, which is awesome. But Hawks just got reinforcements with Tokoyami, you know, I know that he's definitely made Dark Shadow stronger, but Dark Shadow's main weakness is always, like, sunlight. Like, oh, in the light, it's not as strong. But, like, in the darkness, it's even stronger. And now he's up against another fire guy. So I like to think they had, like, that flashback where it was like, you know, my weakness, Tokoyami, is, you know, fire's my real weakness. What about you? And he's like, yeah, pretty much me too. And it just cuts back to them both fighting. I'm like, crap, dang it.
It's the worst possible matchup. He should have been like, hey, Fat Gum, can you come too?
Hey, anyone other than me, help out. But no, thematically, obviously, it works, like, super well.
I wonder if Fat Gum might... Well, Fat Gum can't fly, so he can't get
Fat
to the
Gum
second
shot
floor.
him out. Just like...
Yeah, he's gonna be like, shoot me, Fat Gum, aim me, toss me.
Get out of your belly.
So that's why I'm hoping that maybe Fat Gum will come, but also, like, Fat Gum might focus on just running everyone else out. Did you have anything else you wanted to say, Derek?
No, that's basically it. Like,
yeah,
this is a really good chapter.
Yes. Oh, can you guys hear the leaf blower where I am?
A little
Yes.
Fuck. Okay,
It's not too bad now.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's stopped, but maybe I'll be quick. But I really like the chapter. It was very cool. I love the kind of like switch that's been flipped on Dobby, and like especially because he wasn't like Twice and Toga being like really caring about the other people. He's just been fuck that noise. He's just been like he never really said anything, and now we see like he didn't really care about them. He only liked Twice kind of for the same reason that Hawks did, because he wanted to use his quirk for his own ends eventually. I also don't think he's a Todoroki, just because I don't think Hawks would be as that shocked. Like I think it might be something about the thing Hawks was in that maybe he was some like I don't know. It's very interesting, but I do love the black speech bubble. It's a good troll. I love all the Mirko fights. I love like when her legs are like in the panel above, and then we see her like actual.
Oh
So,
yeah.
very cool. The art's amazing. I'm just terrified she's gonna die. Like Shigaraki's gonna come out of there and just kill her or something. And I'm worried about Endeavor being like near Shigaraki, because Shigaraki is basically a killing machine now. So like, is he gonna die without like he made a different house for his kids, and now he'll die, and that'll be his thing. But like, I don't think it's the story Horikoshi's telling, so he has to get away. So maybe something else will happen. I don't know. It's a very cool chapter. Tokoyami saving Hawks is silly because they're both weak to fire. So this is gonna end badly. Unless like Dobby is just like, I'm not interested in you. Why are you here? Oh, Tokoyami should just pull out a gun. Like he has a satchel thing too. He's just gonna like.
Oh my god. Oh no, he's got a gun.
Or like I don't know. He must have like, or maybe he'll have like a black dust or something. I don't know. He'll like turn off the lights.
This is my new ability, Black Gun.
Yeah. But that's all I got.
I did notice something about Tokoyami now, but
Oh.
I guess it's my turn, I think. So
Yes.
I thought he was like that panel with Tokoyami and Hawks, like at the end where he's saving him. I thought that was like, doesn't Tokoyami usually wear like a cloak around him? So
The cloak is on Hawk,
isn't he like getting rid of the flames? Is that what I thought?
but he's putting out the flames on Hawks, not on Dobby.
No, I meant like if the Tokoyami's fanning the flames away or whatever, or like trying to smother the flames away from Hawks.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I mean that's what it looks like to me. But
Super
I get
emergency.
what you mean.
Super emergency info, because I was just on Twitter and I saw Caleb Cook doing like the trivia. Did we just not notice that Mirko lost an arm?
no, she lost it last
it.
chapter.
Yeah.
Or last
Was that
couple
last
chapters.
chapter? Right,
Yes.
she did. Because I had completely forgot about it, but then just talking about like the cover page with like the
Yep.
like the prosthesis, Caleb was saying like, oh, join in the compress and redestro in the prosthetic users club. With
Yeah.
the arm. I was just like, oh wow, that
And-
makes so much sense. She could do something like that.
Yeah, and we didn't point it out, but I think Sophie and Caleb also noticed it, that Dark Shadow's crying.
Yeah.
And you can follow Caleb on Twitter at CDCubed. Or CDCubed. Woo.
I was gonna say I wanted to get my silly stuff out. I love the fat taxi. It was a
Fat
personal.
Yes.
This
Oh
personal
my
ride
god.
share.
That was a good like just lightheartedness. We needed some of that very badly.
Yeah,
When I first read it, I thought it was like saying like fat butt, but not butt. Like, as I was
fat.
taxi.
I'm like, what is going on? Anyway,
I hope in the future, when Fat Gun retires, he just becomes a rideshare service.
Ugh,
But
I need this merch so bad.
I know I want it to. I also thought it was really cute that Mushroom was like nice and warm, and then apparently Kaminari is like, "What am I living in here?" Which I was just like, okay.
He's gonna rent it out.
Wow, but I don't know. This was a really crazy chapter. I didn't think they were gonna show Twice's dead body in it though. Like I thought they would have just alluded it to it, like with the handkerchief. But like no, you can tell that he hit his head on the railing, like just like wow. Like
he didn't die because he hit his head on the railing. He died because he got stabbed in the head.
Did he get stabbed in the head? I thought
Yeah.
I thought that he flew out. He took out like he made like his last double, and I thought maybe he hit his head on the railing, and that's what killed him, which would have been like a very
No.
realistic
Okay.
way for him to really die. But
I think let's see,
I have
because
to
he
go
died.
back.
He died by the handkerchief, though, so he didn't.
I'm just reading through Caleb's like thread now, and I actually just got to that. It's like, Hawk stabbed twice and he couldn't fall off the ledge because of this railing. He launched that final double out at the last minute, either over the railing or between the slats. And it shows the panel of where Twice is like falling with all the narration. That's just, oh my god, that's brutal.
I was like, I had a hard time following that, but also, yeah, the really cute. Like, I know last chapter I was trying to say like I didn't really feel too much about Hawks, but maybe like after this anime episode and then like this chapter, I don't know, I kind of feel a little bit for him because he's so cute as a kid, and he has a little cute Endeavor plushie with him.
I like the idea that it's a candle.
That'd be so cool. But also the
cigarette lighter.
Yeah. Also, like the mystery of like what Dobby said and the fact that it was intentional, I believe, because I think I saw Caleb's thread too that he said that it was also blacked out in the original.
Mm-hmm.
In the original file.
And the snot, and also the doctor's snot made a rainbow.
That's amazing.
Did he add that in, or is that in the story?
That it can snot rainbows?
Yeah.
I don't know, but that's hilarious. I will say Mirko is still best girl, and other than that, this is just a really good chapter. I loved it. Like when I first read it, I actually did scream at the end whenever we got Hawks or we got Todoroki. We got Tokoyami and Endeavor in there. I was like, yes. But
I screamed at the smile, but we're on a bit of a time crunch. So Gary, go ahead, tell us your thoughts.
I liked the chapter. I like the part where Dobby says, "How dare you?" reminded me of Greta Thunberg.
Wow.
Let me see. Yeah, overall, I liked it a lot. I had a little trouble following it, but I mean, I kind of get it. Talking about it helped. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's about it.
Oh, and the rainbow was in it originally. I just didn't notice it.
Oh, and I wanted to mention really quickly that Sophie also brought out that she thinks that Dobby might be part of maybe a friend or family member of somebody in the intelligence division. So it could be that too. So I wanted to throw that out there.
Very mysterious. And now we're going to jump into an email that we got. This is from James, but not this James. And he's saying, I'm writing this All Might fan letter. You did say you needed more emails, so ... Well, I have a couple of questions. Is it creepy that I listen to your podcast at night while I sleep? I hope not. I don't think so. I think I listen to podcasts to put me to sleep as well, so cool. What, in your opinion, is the cutest moment in the anime? Mine is when Eri can't fathom that sweeter apples are existent. Can you guys think of any other really cute moments?
When she finally smiled, that's like the cutest moment.
Yeah. Juice box Cementos.
I love that too.
When Ochiko, like, what was it? Was it the beginning of season 3 when Ashido's like teasing her about Deku and she just starts floating away?
Oh yeah.
Isn't there Ochiko says something and Deku does like the cute, like the scrunch up face?
I think so, yeah.
I thought that was like their interactions are very cute. And also the Fat Gun Taxi is adorable and I love it. That's my favorite thing. What is your overall favorite moment in the manga? I think for me it might be when All Might's like protecting that lady and she like kind of calls out to him and it's kind of just like that someone's like there. Or there's other really, really cool moments, but I just love that one because it's like, and also I don't know, you're next. Or what is, I think it's your next. Oh, next, it's your turn, or however it's translated.
Yeah, I would say probably the same. I would agree with that.
Mine would be, because I love Momo so much, it would be her and Todoroki versus Aizawa and her plan coming to fruition and like doing good. I love that.
I really can't think of one on the fly. I kind of want to. I want to go over to like Kota, like trying to help Deku during the muscular fight, and that kind of being like the trigger for Deku just going full million bajillion percent one for all.
And their their favorite moment in the manga was when Deku was crazy because he didn't know that All Might had support items, which is very cute. And
yeah,
they do wonder if, because of like the COVID-19, if we'll be doing more podcast episodes. We are definitely thinking about it, but some of us are still working, so we'll try to do it, but we'll see. They love our podcast. Look forward to next episode. Yay, thank you. I very much appreciate it. And here's the question. What is the most BS moment in the series or movies? Easily for the movies, it would be the spoilers for the movie. Has everyone here watched the movie? The latest one?
Not yet, but I think I know what it is. I think I know what you're about to say.
Well, it's the ending of that movie, basically. That's all I'll say. Does anyone else have any? Or I guess for the series, it might be the multiple quirks. Because that's just, it's a little much. It's cool and it makes sense, but it's a little much. I don't know. Do you guys have any other BS moments?
I remember I had one during the My Villain Academia, but I don't remember what it was. I remember I had like a issue with it. I had to go back to listen to it to find out, but I'm pretty sure it's something My Villain Academia related. And then other than that, the movie, obviously, just that ending was such an asshole. But that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head, so I know there are moments where it's like, get over yourself, Deku and Bakugo, but yeah, that's about it.
I would say it's BS that no one's like called out Bakugo more.
Yeah.
Really. Or that it's BS that Bakugo hasn't apologized. Like, I know I really love the slow character development, but also he just needs to suck it up and apologize.
I guess what I would say too is like how Deku like breaks rules all the time, and like he gets like a little punishment.
Breaking the rules.
Right.
And his arms.
Ooh, but I'm chig. That kind of drives me nuts because he's supposed to be like this great example, but he's like basically, like Froppy said, doing what a villain does by breaking rules all the time. So, oh well.
I guess like I don't mind his rule breaking that much, as like he usually does get punished for it.
Right, and I get it. Like, in order to save someone, you have to take that seriously and be willing to break rules if it's not like a terrible thing. But still, I don't know. It still kind of rubs me the wrong way a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Did everyone get their chance for the BS?
Yeah, I really can't think of one off dome, but I don't know. I do agree with the whole Deku just, you broke rules again, buddy. Sorry. Anyway, slap on the wrist. Don't do it again. Next week. Come on, man. I told you. Stop.
Or it's BS. Eraserhead has figured it out. Like, it's BS that he, like, the moment that, like, Deku was, like, doing another quirk, he should have pulled him aside and been like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's it. That's gonna be it. Like, it's gonna be, it hasn't happened yet. It's gonna be BS when Eraserhead is eventually told about the quirk, and he's just like, wow, I had no idea. It's like, come on, man. Come on. You're around this guy all the time. You know All Might. You're, like, super close to All Might. All Might hasn't gotten drunk off, like, 3 Kirin beers and told you about it before. Like, come on.
Or it's like, it turns out that he just thinks that if he's All Might's love child.
Oh, no.
Like Todoroki did. Well, that's what I'm here for. I really want that. And they have a little other stuff they like when we talk about Wash. I love Wash too. Wash is in this arc, so I want Wash to do something, like, literally, and just put someone in him and just, like, or I guess his power is more like water shooting, but I want him to put a villain in himself and spin him around. But do not go in washing machines, children. If you're listening to this, don't if there's children, I apologize, but also don't hide in washing machines. It's a very, very bad idea.
I want him to put a villain in the wash, and then, like, the villain comes out and they're a good guy now.
Oh my god.
Oh, like Crane Lady in One Piece. You haven't read it, so you won't be referencing that. But anyways.
No. It's okay.
They listen to us every day. Yay, I appreciate it. We don't mind that it's long. They want to express their emotions. We hear you loud and clear. Or like Labrava and Gentle. Yay, heart, heart, heart. And then they do say that at that one welder guy, the OG James is more superior than him.
Oh.
Yay. So thank you, James. We appreciate the letter. Woo. And now let's round it out. Let's start with you, Derek. Where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Great Big Sword. You can also find me on the Good Friends Anime Club. We actually just put out a new episode today, where I talked about Dr. Stone because I told them, I was like, guys, I'll be real with you. All I've been doing is doing the Kicking Stones podcast, which you can also find me on as a guest contributor. And I was like, I ain't read any or watched anything, so I'm gonna talk about Dr. Stone. They're like, yeah, that's fine. So if you catch me doing the bare minimum next episode of Good Friends, smack me on the wrist.
James, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter at That One Welder Guy. You can follow the Kicking Stones podcast at Dr. Stone Pod, and I also have the Weeb Jammin' podcast. You can follow that at Jammin' Weeb.
Okay, Gary, where can we find you?
You can find me at Wrath of Giraffe on Twitter.
Also, I forgot to mention that Kendra's on the latest episode of Kicking Stones, so give that a listen.
We're just recreating. It's the same people.
It's the same group. It's great.
And or did you guys mention Weeby Jammin'?
Yes.
Because Gary's also on that. Woo.
Oh, right.
You can follow me on Twitter at Sniper of My Heart. And you can follow Sophie. She's not on this week, but send all of your energy to Sophie at Chopper's Antlers. And you can follow. I am also on the Haikyuu podcast. I yell about Haikyuu. You can follow that on Twitter at HaikyuuPod. And you can follow this podcast on Twitter at MHAPod. We have a website, www.mhapod.com. And we're going to, you can just go there and just click play on the thing and it'll play it for you. So if, that's how you want to find out how the latest episode is out, go for it. And you can also email us like we got this lovely listener, myheropod@gmail.com. Let us know, do you think, is he a Todoroki? Because we don't seem to think so, but it might be the case. It's a mystery. So who the fuck knows? I salute you, Horikoshi. And now in this trying times, make sure to look to your loved ones and just say a black speech bubble at them. And then get in a fat taxi.
I was gonna say you could just say, out of the way, fat taxi coming through.
Out of the way. Okay, I'll say, out of the way, fat taxi coming through. Go beyond.
Plus Ultra.
Yay.
This is my hero academia. This is manga news and more. Plus Ultra. Ooh, they're my hero academia.
This is episode 96. I'm Kendra, and today with me I have a special guest, Derek from the Good Friends podcast, as well as from the Dr. Stone podcast. Say hi, Doctor. Oh my God! Dr. Stone! I hate Dr. Stone!
Whoa!
I'm sorry!
I've leveled up 5 professions. This rules. Hi, what's up?
At least in your general field.